episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is What the Fuck Wednesday, July 1st, 2020, the first of the month, and that means it's officially the second half of 2020. You could have fooled me.
My God. We're only halfway through it?
Right, as I'm saying, it was a long first 6 months. It felt like after LSU won the national title, the year just kind of fell off a cliff. But maybe we're in for a strong second half, I'm hoping.
At least not much of a year. We're 6 months through it. That's the scariest part about it.
Yeah, people always complain, including myself, that time flies. This year, not so much. That's a silver lining. It feels like a 5-year-long year, half year.
That's a good point. You're adding years onto your life by extending them just in this first 6 months of 2020.
That's right.
I feel like telling people I had pasta for dinner.
Oh, Oof. No, don't do that.
Oh, man. All right, well, luckily for us.
No, I'm kidding. I'm doing good. Doing great, guys.
Oh, good. Luckily for us, no more pasta today, no more TikTok today. It's just What the Fuck Wednesday with excellent, hilarious stories, all submitted by the Hardo Hive. We're bringing some Florida stuff in. We've got drunk people, hunters, politicians, people freaking out about masks, voicemails and reviews, and much, much more. Mark, get us going.
A lot of fun stuff. All right, we're just going to go straight right out of the gates here with a double DUI, but it's a unique vehicle DUI. So I'm coming with an angle here. First up from Brad St. Germain. Two drunk sailors in Dublin, Ireland, once they walk into a bar, right? Yacht captain Brian Stacey and his shipmate Roman Stevens were both convicted of careless and drunk sailing, a breach of the peace under maritime law, and I think something else. They took their boat out for a morning cruise way back in 2017, but with appeals and I guess all the cases of drunkenness in Dublin, it takes about 3 years to make its way through court.
Well, they've got quite a few of those public drunkenness cases backed up, probably.
Yeah.
I need a lot more details here, Mark.
Here we go. What they did on their little drunk voyage was sail their 26-foot pleasure craft, or Stacy's 26-foot pleasure craft, into a shipping lane. So they were sailing in a shipping lane. Then they refused to get out of it when the harbor master demanded it, and the Royal National Lifeboat Institute, RNLI, demanded they get out of the lane. They said, nah. This caused a long delay for a 4,000-passenger cruise ship that couldn't get through the lane because this little 26-foot boat was in their way. And video showed Stacy and Stevens laughing their asses off and just yugging bottles, drinking bottles of beer, which it was clearly beer, but they said it was just a foreign water company that used glass bottles, and they were drinking foreign water. Yeah.
Well, also, the harbor master was bested. With an impressive title like harbor master, you'd expect him to be better at his job.
Two drunk guys bested him. Yeah. What's that?
How old did you say these guys were?
I didn't, but they look to be in their mid-40s.
So, all right. Do you guys remember the last time you got so drunk that you just were down to watch the world burn? Like, because that's a lot of pressure. Having the harbor master yell at you as an adult, all the rules of shipping, and you're just laughing and saying, fuck you.
Once you're a certain amount of drinks in, or a certain number of days into any trip that's been heavily just nothing but drinking, I feel like it could happen to anybody.
These are the type of guys that when you go on a bachelor party, your fiance is like, are they coming?
Yeah, don't get out again in the shipping lane with one of them.
Mid-40s, these guys aren't going to bachelor parties. This is the equivalent
they're going to bachelor parties, Mark. No. They're going to bachelor parties. You think they stopped?
They're called stag do's.
You think they stopped? No.
These guys, this is the equivalent of like a drunk guy getting in the multi-passenger lane while drunk and stopping like a funeral procession, though, like really just fucking shit up. So Captain Stacy told the RNLI officers who tried to get on board when they cornered his boat to fuck off.
They're really giving this guy a title of captain? Like, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's the captain.
Okay.
I mean, he's the captain of the boat.
Well,
he's the captain of the boat.
Yeah, if you're driving the boat, you're the captain.
Yeah, he told the RNLI officers to fuck off when they cornered his boat and tried to board, and that it was his God-given right to sail down the Liffey whenever he wanted, which is like the river or waterway he was on in Ireland. Stevens was instructed to dock the boat. This is the other guy, while the captain, Stacy, was threatening officials on board with his martial arts background. Stevens has never sailed before. He's more of a drinking buddy first mate, so he had a problem getting the boat to shore or docking it or anchoring it. And when he did get help to shore, he stripped naked in front of all the police and claimed the reason he did it is because they were armed and he wanted to show that he wasn't armed beside his penis so they wouldn't shoot him. So he got on shore and was naked. The other guys cussing out the everyone
That boat
everyone around
sounds
him.
like a real time. You like,
Yeah.
if you accidentally end up on that boat, you're getting naked and wrestling somebody like against your will.
Don't
Yeah.
make plans the rest of the year. You might not come back. Don't make plans after that boat. That's your
I feel
plan.
like the only thing that you do with a martial arts background is threaten it, right? Like,
That's true.
yeah, that's
Oil
why.
yourself
I mean,
up
why
and
else-
challenge
why else
people
bother?
to wrestling
Yeah.
matches. Yeah.
Why else bother? They were sentenced to 3 months in prison, a fine of €1,000 each, and ordered to complete an alcohol awareness class, which they immediately appealed all of. So they're like waiting to go to the higher court to find out what's happening to them. But the boat was seized and destroyed back in 2017. So no more pleasure cruising.
Their
on that
pleasure,
boat.
their pleasure vessel.
Yeah, they destroyed it because it was just like not getting out of the way of like very important shipping.
The cruise ship just runs it over.
Yeah,
They get them out of the
exactly.
boat, and they're just like, all right, green light, crush the boat.
They were
Fuck these
fucking with
guys.
industries. Yeah. Next up, this story comes from intern Cam. Fisherman, I think it's intern Cam. Fisherman Dawson Cody Porter of Eagle River, Alaska, really wanted to get to the bar last Saturday. Problem is he was on foot, and the bar that he wanted to go to was 15 miles away. So what did he do? Well, he took a piece of lumber, of course, and used it to break in a window in the King Salmon fire station, then crawled into the King Salmon fire station and got into a fire truck and drove it straight through the front bay door at full speed.
Oh, just broke the door down. Huh?
Broke it down. Didn't bother like trying to figure out how to open the door. Just drove right through it. At that point, all he had to do was flip on the lights of the fire truck, which he did, and then his 15-mile drive into the in the stolen fire truck to the neighboring town's bar was a breeze because no one was getting in his way with the blaring lights of the sirens of the fire truck. So.
Man, if this is before the bar, I want to party with this guy. If this is how
This
he
guy,
gets
he's
to the
living
bar,
a lot of people's dreams right there.
I mean, think about all the crimes he committed just to get to the bar. That's just like straight dedication. That's Grand Theft Auto. That's that's damage. There's much some severe damage. I don't know the laws.
And
in
driving,
Alaska.
driving through a solid object like a garage door, like with
Right.
a huge vehicle. I mean, everybody's wanted
Awesome.
to do that.
Exhilarating.
Everybody, yeah.
I mean, we've gone to like the bars before a couple times on party buses, right? And like a limo, and like that's exhilarating. Imagine a fire truck with the end, like the sirens
You're telling
on.
me when you see a chain link fence like gate, it's
Oh,
just
man.
sitting there like
Run it down.
like barely together. You
Especially, like,
every
on an
time you just
on-ramp
want
or
to
an
drive
off-ramp?
straight through it. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
my
just
God.
animal instincts, Will. And then if you're on a drawbridge that is like a little bit up in the air, you just do a little 2-foot jump.
Jumping it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, or what
Through a gate
about
through-
on a motorcycle with a pump action shotgun like the Terminator
Yeah,
in
Terminator 2.
Road
Driving
rash
down
style.
those California waterway ditches,
I'm just
like
gonna
the
shoot
ravines.
the gate open. Bam.
Oh yeah.
Got to get
Now
John
you're
Connor.
talking.
Got to get
Now you're
John
talking.
Connor.
Problem
Save
with
the
these type of things is it draws attention, and Porter was immediately arrested upon arrival at the bar. I guess the loud fire truck blaring its siren with pieces of building hanging off it,
Yep.
and just one man in civilian's clothes stumbling out of the truck with 0 fires in sight was a dead giveaway.
He's got even in Alaska, that's like 4.5 stars on the GTA scale. Like
Yeah,
that's,
they
you're
saw
gonna
him
get
coming.
caught. Yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't get it. Did he get any beers in?
No, not in that bar. I think probably before he stole the fire truck. Porter caused approximately $10,000 in damage and caused a $100,000 fire truck to be inoperable until further repairs. He was charged with burglary, vehicle theft, and criminal mischief. Porter was also charged for violating conditions of his parole or early release for a previous crime in 2017 when he stole a fire department pickup truck in
No way.
2017.
It's a pattern.
So I think it's just a case of a kid who really wanted to be a fireman and let it all slip away. And
No.
then when he gets hammered, he plays fireman.
No way. I think I know
Yeah.
what's going on here. And
Okay.
this is clearly an act of spite. Someone, probably a lady that he's had a relationship with, said,
Left him for a
"You
fireman.
never follow through and you'll never make it to the bar tonight." And he said, "I'll show you. And by doing it, I'm also going to fucking burn it down."
Okay, I was going to say,
Imagine
what's
the look on her
What's
face
the tie into the fire
when he
department?
shows up in the fire truck. He's like, "You said I would never amount to nothing, huh? You said I'd never get to the bar, but here I am." And then
Yeah.
cops.
I don't know. I just think, thank God,
very
this guy
romantic.
didn't want to be an astronaut as a
Right.
kid, because it would be a lot worse if he was stealing NASA or Elon Musk's aircrafts.
Yeah, Alaska's also it's small towns, so I'm thinking that potentially, yeah, maybe he knows somebody.
It was for a lady, Will. I know. Just let me have
Yeah.
this. It's
Well,
romantic.
no, I mean I'm sure it could be. I'm just saying I don't know exactly. Whatever, however those dynamics work, he's stealing a lot of fire trucks.
maybe he told a woman at the bar he was going to that he is a fireman.
Yeah, or it could have been like part of a larger joke,
Yeah.
where maybe the woman he was dating is a redhead, and he came to put it out. You know what I mean? Put the fire out in her crotch. I don't know.
Right.
Look, we should do some more investigating.
He's got some kind of fixation. Yeah, we should get to the bottom.
It's just
of it.
there's more to it. I know that.
For sure. Always much deeper. He's like an onion, this guy. Lots of layers.
Yeah.
All right, let's move it along to a double that's really close to me. One of my favorite animals is the buffalo. There's a lot of different types of buffalo. There's North American, all African, apparently Australian. So this is a double about buffalo attacks. It comes to us from SR Smith on Twitter. And he's a guy who wants to get into the next radio debate bracket. He's hoping to debate anybody about J.R. Smith being a top 500 NBA player. That's just an aside.
Yeah, I saw him tweeting that at us today. I didn't really understand it, but okay, I got it.
He's not a top 500 player, but okay.
I figured.
What's the difference between a bison and a buffalo?
Nothing. I don't think.
Okay.
I think they're the same. I think it's a
bison
wide variety.
is plural, right? Bison is
Well,
plural.
No.
I think like a bison is a buffalo is a bison. I think it's a wide variety of like big cows, basically wild cows.
Wouldn't you say there's that group of bison?
I think you could say that.
You can. That doesn't mean you can't also say that's a bison, which is
Or a
one
group
bison.
of buffalo.
Bison sounds more delicious.
It's all interchangeable. And also, So anyhow, this first one we're gonna have to go down to Grove, Australia, where Chris McSherry, he was out bow hunting recently in the Northeastern Territory, I think, in Australia. But to his surprise, just bow hunting, he came across an enormous buffalo, 1,700 pounds. Not something that you would typically shoot with a tiny bow and arrow, but Chris McSherry was undeterred and foolish, and Chris shot his bow and arrow, two arrows into this 1,700-pound bull buffalo, and then the buffalo started walking away, of course, because you don't kill a buffalo with two arrows, so he had to track it for an undisclosed amount of time. And when he finally started to close in on the injured buffalo, he pulled out his crossbow to finish it off, as he says.
Okay.
So, red flag, number one. Guys, finish off move is a crossbow.
Right. We also learned a little bit. We got a lot of chat in the DMs and on the Twitter from the Hive when we were asking, why does someone even have a crossbow?
Disabled
people.
Mostly disabled hunters.
Why doesn't this guy have a handgun?
Correct. I don't know what the rules in
sport in
Australia are, but a crossbow to finish something off, like shoot it in the head from point blank, is kind of psycho. I don't know. It wouldn't be my first move. But anyways, this is a giant 1,700-pound buffalo. So he probably shouldn't have shot it with a bow and arrow in the first place. And when he got close with the crossbow, the buffalo was actually just playing dead. It charged McSherry and gored him twice in the right leg, leaving two giant holes in his upper right leg. Just horned straight through the leg.
Ouch.
Yeah. So
where was that? What country was that in?
Australia.
Okay. So I found out bison are American buffalo. So you call them bison in North America. And buffalo are like other countries and continents. So that should be an accurate term. That was a buffalo.
I've seen a post goring.
I call them all buffaloes.
When Chaps
Well,
and
the
I went
buffalo bills should be the bison bills.
Yeah, that's true. When Chaps and I fought that bull, the guy that was training us, he got gored right where I think this guy got gored, and it looked like he had testicles where his thighs were.
The pictures of Chris
it was
McSherry
real messed up.
Are disgusting with the two holes in his leg. He actually killed the buffalo, so I guess the crossbow did work from close range with a couple of bolts. And here's what he says. He actually doesn't give a fuck. He says, "The buff is dead, and I'm alive this time. And I hope to be back with my family and friends soon. Thanks for all the well wishes. On other posts, I appreciate the love and support. And we live to hunt another day." So he's going to go back out and keep hunting.
Yeah,
that's great.
Crossbows aren't weird.
They're very weird.
Undeterred. That was our first buffalo attack.
All right.
And next up, taking it to Yellowstone Park in the USA, where I guess this is bison. I'm not sure. I'd go with buffalo all the time. I just like that word.
I'm still confused. Yeah. Even though I read the thing, that could be wrong information.
I mean, to me, that's just all buffalo. Easier to keep it just all one thing. And in Yellowstone Park recently, an unnamed 72-year-old woman was gored again by another buffalo recently because she stood within 10 feet of the 1,500-pound goring machine just to take a picture. And
That's too close.
yeah,
That's pretty close.
they're fast. The bull apparently grunted at the old bag several times. She refused to move, just standing there with her camera. And then she got gored immediately when it ran into her. And, it's like a giant, basically it's a running refrigerator with 2 giant horns on its head that then crushed her. Yeah.
Is she dead?
No, she got well, nope. Yellowstone's refusing to say. She's unnamed, and they're not going to tell you if she's dead or alive. She did get airlifted to a hospital, though.
Oh, she's in such bad shape.
Did you see the picture,
Why did
though?
she ignore the grunts?
Yeah,
For the picture,
you're a
Mark.
real psycho.
The picture was really fucking good. I think this was.
Wait, there's a picture, Pat?
Oh yeah, she got the picture, and it's
She
fucking
got
awesome.
the shot.
Oh no, I thought you meant of her.
No, of the buffalo right before it killed her. I think. I think this was suicide by buffalo, if you ask me. 72-year-old lady with balls like that. I think that she was like, she's going to get the photo. That's her lasting legacy, and just take me out. Let the park take me.
I was actually at Yellowstone doing the same exact thing 4 years ago, getting way too close to the buffalo and taking pictures. But I'm like a large guy, I felt like, and there was like a big crowd. And so I know I was too close, but like I also listened to the buffalo when it started like yelling at me, and I just like immediately started walking away.
The buffalo started telling dirty jokes with you.
How
like you're
high
one of
were
the
you?
buffalo.
Well, when the buffalo started talking to you.
Yeah.
No, like the buffaloes, they go like this. They're like, brr, 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 and they're like, and you're like, they want you to get out of the way, so you walk away. That literally, that's what they're saying. Yellowstone's not lying. This thing was just grunting at this lady. She just stood there, and I was like, okay.
The tour guide's like, he's going off with the buffalo. We're just going to continue on. It's fine.
Hell of a pick, guys.
It's like the Jungle Book.
Hey, a popular taqueria in Los Angeles called Hugos Tacos was forced to close down recently. But unlike the countless other restaurants around the country that have shuttered their doors because of the economic strains of COVID, Hugos was doing just fine business-wise.
Nice.
The 2-location taco joint had to close for a very different reason, and that is their customers' personal liberty. You see where I'm going with this? You got any thoughts on where I'm going with this?
No one wanted to go to the store anymore?
No, they wanted to go to the store, Mark. They just wanted to go on their own terms. See, the customers that frequent Hugos always come hungry for 2 things. The first being expertly crafted Mexican fare, and the second being the right to breathe pure, clean Los Angeles air without any sort of impedance in the form of a mask. Problem is, guys, the second hunger doesn't jive with Hugo's policy that all customers must wear masks. And these customers don't take kindly to their taco jockeys serving up anything other than the perfectly cooked tacos al pastor they make, especially not a suggestion to cover their faces.
Isn't it exhausting, like being such an asshole that you refuse to wear masks, then having to specifically find unique businesses that fit your stupid thought? Like, isn't that exhausting? Having to not go to Hugos and everywhere else. Like, what are they doing?
Goldman Sachs released a study this week, like something about like the GDP will sink by 5% extra just if people don't wear masks as opposed to if they did. Like, it's so crazy. Just wear the fucking mask.
Well, everyone's lying about that, Will. Like, just wear the mask. Just wear the fucking mask. You don't have to wear it. Like, as soon as you're done ordering it and you get your Hugos and you walk into your car, you can take the mask off. You have to wear the mask for like 5 minutes.
But they ruined it for everyone. Here's my other thing, non-maskies. If you worked in one of these fucking places where you had to interact with people all goddamn day and got paid $12 an hour, you'd want to wear a mask. Stop shitting on the little guy.
Yeah.
Here's what happened,
Right.
y'all.
They're all wearing a mask for your protection. When you go to a fucking cash register, they're wearing a mask so they don't breathe on you. You could at least have the same.
I'm definitely concerned that the guy at Hugos Taco Stand has corona, and if he's not wearing a mask, I'm not going to order from there.
Yeah, but his tacos are delicious. Here's what Hugos said. They made a statement on their Facebook page that kind of got specific. They said, to our customers, our taco stands are exhausted by the constant conflicts over guests refusing to wear masks. Staff have been harassed, called names, and had objects and liquids thrown at them. A mask isn't symbolic of anything other than our desire to keep our staff healthy. So, like, the people are throwing liquids at them, and you got to ask yourself, like, probably not like the drink they bought at Hugos. This is like bring your own liquids, which is really, I'm thinking like, what are they throwing at these people?
They like have a water bottle already in their hand. Like, you want me to put on a mask? Here's your mask. And just
Fuck
like,
you.
splash
Give me
them
my
with water.
taco on my terms. Both of our locations are going to take a break and recharge. Yeah, right. We've loved serving you for the past 15 years, but now realize that you're total assholes. No, I put that part in. And hope that the LA community comes together on this issue so we can feel safe and reopen soon. Please stay tuned to our website, hugostacos.com, at Hugos Tacos on social.
I don't get it.
It's a lot.
I don't get the not wearing a mask thing. Hey guys, we might be doing a unique show on Friday for the 4th, lead into the 4th, like a send off. So we'll let you know. You probably might see a unique show on Friday, but because of that, we probably won't be doing Florida Man Friday, and more of an American Person Friday. And so I'm going to give you a quick fix of Florida news right now. Nice. Susan Anderson and her husband Joseph Anderson rushed to Natural Birth Works in Margate, Florida, as she was having contractions and was due to give birth. So, hey, let's go to the hospital, right? That makes sense. The problem is they left about 15 to 20 minutes too late and had to give birth in the parking lot in front of the main entrance to the hospital.
Oh.
Like that's 20, they were like 10 yards away.
I have a feeling now I'm going to have nightmares about this.
Oh, yeah, this is a bad one for you.
Can any of the lady listeners that have fired their cannons let us know what this is like? Like, is it like a, you got to go? Is it like,
you're talking about a non-hospital cannon.
I'm talking about any women that's fired their cannons, chirp us. I want to know, like, what is it like? Is it just you hit a point of no return where it's like, this thing's coming? Is it voluntary? Is it involuntary?
Contractions.
I have a comparison later on in the story that I think is pretty apt. Yeah, so the entire birth was caught on doorbell video because they were right out front of the main entrance. So Ring doorbell was what caught it. They've caught a lot of things in Florida, mainly men with cooking oil on their thighs jerking off. But this one might even be a first for Florida. Now, baby Julia is happy and healthy, as is the mother, and we'll hear the story of her birth probably 1,000 times at different family gatherings over the next 40 years. And baby Julia, remember to never let your mom give you shit if she says you're making her late for anything.
I know.
Since she, yeah, you know what I mean?
This is
you
really
got that
on the
your
husband,
mom forever.
though, right? This is on the... Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely, bro. She's carrying the baby. She's been nurturing it for 9 months in her womb. She's fucking pregnant. It's his job to get her there on time.
You can't tell the kid this, though. Because if you tell the kid this is get out of jail free card forever.
The husband's certainly a dipshit in this scenario, but it's hard to tell a pregnant woman, you know, to get moving.
You don't. Well, you figure out a way, Mark. At that point, you had 9 months of fucking practice. You figure it out.
The midwife, Sandy Lobania, had
There was a midwife, too? It's on her, too. Jeez.
She came out luckily because she had to literally catch baby Julia before it hit the cement because she was shot out like a potato from a potato gun. So there you go, Pat. I think that's what it's like.
I prefer the cannon analogy, but...
potato gun?
Well, potato gun's really narrow.
Which number kid was this for her?
It doesn't say. I'm assuming first.
Interesting.
I'm assuming first.
It's like Ozzie Smith diving.
Next up, in our last Florida Man Tale of the Week, if you think your quarantine has been rough, wait until you hear the tale of Majid Magic Esmaili. Esmaili sent an email to the you like that name?
I'm assuming he goes by Magic.
His nickname's Magic. Esmaili sent an email to the Tampa Bay Times last week with the subject SOS. And the email said,
alarming.
My name, this is what he said in his email. My name is Majid Esmaili, a.k.a. Magic, and I am prisoner in my own property with over 200 parrots. No way to get in or out. Help.
My friends call me Magic.
Yeah, also known as Magic. You can at Tampa Bay Times, you can refer to me as Magic. So Esmaili is the owner of Zasky, Florida Bird Sanctuary in Tampa, and is currently in a property dispute. He says, I get up before the sun, and all day I am cleaning, fixing cages, feeding parrots until the night. At night, I answer a few emails from people who want me to take their parrots, but I can't take any parrots now. I am only one person. So this guy's spending 12.
This is what happens when all your friends are birds. You start, you start pouring your heart out to the news desk at the Tampa Bay Times.
Yeah, he needs to talk to some people. So this guy's spending 12 to 16 hours a day taking care of parrots. When he's done, he's reading emails from people begging him to take in their single parrots they can't deal with. And Esmaili, who looks like a bird himself, you should see the beak on him, and clearly cares about birds. Like, this is just a really tough situation for him as he's flying solo during coronavirus and his property dispute, a double whammy, when he's used to having up to 20 volunteers at the same time that help him. So he's doing 20 jobs in one, cleaning up hundreds of cages and feeding hundreds of birds a day.
They need to do a documentary about this guy.
It's insane. Esmaili said the lack of help is very concerning, but now he's also very worried about having no help during hurricane season, as he frequently has to move all the birds.
Can you imagine like a windy ass like house with the birds flying around
in the
everywhere,
cage, bro?
Oh no!
Yeah. If a hurricane hits before he can have his volunteers back, it's going to be a fucking nightmare in Tampa. There's going to be parrots everywhere. Apparently, Esmaili gave a tour of the sanctuary over a video stream like last week, and all that people could hear were the birds going nuts in the background. They were barking and meowing and imitating other animals, these fucking parrots, and then they started imitating telephones ringing. They're like just making ringing noises. One parrot started screaming, "Want a beer? Want a beer?" And it was described by people listening as an unending mixture of shrieks and screeches. That's the worst scenario imaginable, a literal hell on earth. This scenario would make Alfred Hitchcock blush. You got to get Magic some help. Someone help Magic.
Wait, yeah. I see now why he went to the press.
Yeah, he needs help bad, guys.
Why did he, well, we don't know why he's called Magic though, still.
No.
Let's let him have it.
It's because it's a cool nickname. I mean,
He deserves
Magic
it.
Johnson. You know,
I'm
He
sure
deserves
all
it.
200 birds call him Magic too. Magic? Magic?
imagine that all at once.
Oof.
This guy, you got to put this guy on a watch list.
I feel bad for Magic.
He's dangerous.
Oh, of course, but I mean, somebody needs to get a camera in there. I hope he's recording all this.
Imagine trying to get laid. Bring a lady back to
That's
your
not
fucking
happening.
It's not
animal
happening.
sanctuary.
It's not happening in the bird sanctuary, buddy.
Only
Yeah.
with another bird freak. That's it. You can't. Somebody would have to be real into parrots for that.
He does. He should just paint his schnoz rainbow and just become one of them. He does.
Yeah, that's
just
what's coming. It's getting close to that. It's a Will going off with the Bison scenario
He's
for
like-
Magic.
A month from now, he's like, "I've changed my name to Toucan Magic."
Yeah.
He's
dead.
he's writing emails to the Tampa Bay Times as a bird.
Yeah, with his nose.
Yeah,
We need your help.
everything's
forever.
fine now.
All right. Let's move it on to a different kind of battle. That was a personal battle that Magic is facing. Here's an actual battle. We always talk about wanting to see more fight and determination out of our politicians in America. And we found out this week that Wyoming is where you need to look if you're looking for that kind of fight and grit and determination out of your politicians. So it's from Hardo Hive member Wyoming Badger. It's a tale of two county chairmen at the Wyoming Republican Party convention last weekend. And what happened was basically these guys are just alphas, and they had to have it out to see who the real alpha really was. And Michael Pierce of Albany County, he was drunk. So apparently that also,
Classic
maybe-
alpha move.
Right,
I've been in
maybe
this
Two
scenario before.
alphas and alcohol always ramps it
Yep,
up.
it's tough when you're. Well, you know when you're in the room with another alpha, and
Oh,
it's
you see
gonna-
Mike? Yeah.
It's only
This
going to
is a
end one way.
scenario. This is a scenario. Majid Magic Esmaili has to break up 100 times a day in his bird sanctuary. Two alpha birds, drunk on power and food and alcohol.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Michael Pierce, and you talk about a stunning pastel shirt and bowl cut combo on a guy you've never seen. He's a real alpha. You got to look at his picture. He's the Albany County commissioner, and he was drunk talking shit to Joey Correnti of Carbon County, according to literally everybody that they interviewed. Like everybody in the bar, Michael Pierce himself and Joey Correnti all were like, yeah, Michael Pierce was drunk and the agitator. And so at one point, Pierce asked Correnti to take it outside, where Pierce took the first punch at Correnti, after which Correnti took Pierce to the ground immediately and held him there until the cops arrived. So sounds a little funny off the top, but not only did Pierce lose the fight after he threw the first punch, he suffered a broken ankle, which resulted in needing surgery. He
That's kinda
dislocated a
beta.
shoulder
It's a little
and
beta.
fucked up his face and neck.
So Correnti picked him up and slammed him down, you mean, is what you meant to say.
Right. Correnti had his glasses and his hearing aid broken.
Wait, hold
and-
on. His glasses and his what?
Hearing aid. He's a veteran.
He's not an alpha, bro.
He's an
I'm
army
sorry.
veteran.
It sounds like he is.
Yeah, he is. Not only did Pierce attack a veteran with a hearing aid.
Don't make it about that. I'm just okay.
Well, I mean, that's where I'm pretty sure he's a young guy. He doesn't need a hearing aid for a different
okay, all right,
reason.
fine. I'm the asshole. I'm sorry. He's an
well,
alpha. You're right.
Well, yeah, I mean,
You are right. No, you're right. You're right.
It's an alpha story, Pat. I could see how it pumps up your tea, you know? So
I have a feeling this guy in Wyoming would kick our asses, Pat.
Yeah, no, I just
Correnti
got baited by the story. He could absolutely kick my ass.
There was also rumors Correnti was carrying around a billy club and intimidating other Republican. I mean, you don't want to mess with Correnti. Anyways, drunk Michael Pierce did, and it was a mistake. So not only did he attack a veteran with a hearing aid, he also tried to tell the first newspaper that he told about it that it was Correnti's fault until the public came forward and corrected the story. And then not only that, insult to injury, Michael Pierce 1 year ago had his law license suspended in Wyoming for lying to all of his clients and missing all of his court dates. So
that's pretty alpha. That's alpha as fuck. Not respecting people's time doesn't get more alpha than that.
It's true. It's true.
Is there news on how he broke his ankle? Was it just like from the takedown?
I think Correnti just ragdolled him.
So sounds like he folded him like an accordion.
Exactly. Like Correnti basically just like crumpled him up like a piece of trash, threw him on the ground, and then held him there until the cops arrived.
Broke his ankle and shoulder in one takedown.
Yeah,
Jesus.
That's where you belong.
Yeah. He couldn't hear the screams. He couldn't hear Pierce's screams because the hearing aid.
Yeah.
Had to read his lips.
Yeah.
Just resorted to a stone cold stunner from hell.
Yeah.
Just killed him. The only thing clear from the outcome here is that Carbon County is going to have a lot of bragging rights on Albany County for a while after this.
Yeah, for sure.
Correnti's going to be owed a beer in every single bar in Albany County.
It's going to affect property values positively.
Yeah. That's cowboy country. They don't play around with a fight like that out there. And that politician fight was brought to you by the biggest politician fight of them all, the President of the United States of America. Where right now, after Biden came out of the basement and gave a little talk about coronavirus, he is the favorite at 61 cents. That's negative 160 Vegas equivalent. And Trump is all the way down to 39 cents. That's plus 160 Vegas equivalent. Which, after Biden's talk today, I'd honestly take Trump on those odds because it feels more coin flippy to me than plus and minus 160. We'll see. I mean, I know that's bucking the trend right now.
Why is Biden even talking? Like, why is he even bothering?
Seems like he said basically, I'm going to retreat back to the bunker after this during the speech.
He's going to want to get out of those debates, which is going to suck because
he did say he was going to debate
for content.
Yeah,
he better.
Yeah,
it's like if you're working on his campaign, it's got to be like if you got your kid drunk before a baseball game and you're just hoping no one finds out. You're just hoping.
If I was working on his campaign, I'd be slipping him Dramamine and NyQuil. Just sleep until the election. Sleep.
You just want him to stay
to sleep.
Yeah.
Just
I would get a buzzer system that I could shock his leg or something when it was time for him to come back. Put it to bed, Joe.
It's an interesting election, that's for sure. But those are some lopsided odds. To me, it's more coin flippy than that. Regardless how you feel about that, we did talk a little bit about this today. We think that it should just be settled by academic decathlon instead of election, Billy Madison style, because that would be more entertaining and also increase the fun on betting a little bit.
Yeah, who knows how to make those memes where you put like someone's head on like a movie scene,
right?
Because I want to do that for the Billy Madison scene where Joe Biden gives the answer as Billy Madison, where he's like, you no points awarded, my God, have mercy on your soul, because it was the stupidest thing I ever heard. And then immediately after, put Donald Trump's head on Eric, where he's like, and you have business ethics. So like they both fuck up.
He just sweats and runs out.
Biden's answer doesn't make any sense, and Trump is can't answer to business ethics.
Yeah.
Someone do that. Someone do that first, please.
They were weird looking. I'm going to email predict it though to see if we can't get a will Trump drop out market, because some guy leaked to Fox. Some guy leaked to Fox News. Who knows if it's true or not? But he came out and he said the way the numbers are looking, it's not crazy that he would drop out.
No,
it got me thinking last night that Trump will not.
Crazy.
He's not going to lose gracefully. There's a good chance he bails.
He's not going to bail. He's not going to bail.
The dropout seems unlikely, but whatever you think will happen, go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20 to get your first $20 match in the stock market or politics and lay some action on the big race and maybe that new market Pat's trying to cook up.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, let's take it to voicemails and reviews. Here's the deal if you're new to the show. We got to grow this fucker, and we're growing actually really pretty rapidly. It's awesome, but these things only grow by word of mouth, and there's another metric. It's a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. helps people know that we got a legit show. So if you guys go on Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star review, we'll read it verbatim, whatever the fuck it is. So here we go. This one is from Xander69. All right, IHF. Chaz shooting, 5 stars. The dude who got shot 5 times in the Chaz, open parentheses, keep in mind the Chaz is walled off from people they dislike, specifically the police, close parentheses, is now calling on attorneys to represent him in suing the police for not responding quick enough.
Yeah. So shout out another Heart of Hive member, PFitz, also sent us in something this week about that. And yeah, it's crazy. How is the victim of the Chop shooting now suing the police for not responding to his shooting that was inside the autonomous zone where police can't get to? I don't understand it.
I don't either. I believe we had a take. We didn't know he was going to sue, but we had a take being like, this guy really can't complain about much about the response.
Right, that's what we said on the night of. Apparently he
didn't
can.
listen. Yeah, apparently he can.
And there's lawyers who are taking that case. And
Yeah.
I mean, interesting.
Thanks for bringing that to our attention, Xander69IHF. This is your floor. All right, guys, this next one is Stop Blowing Up Penises from NKH Fucker or something like that. 2 to 3 times a week, I cringe in my car on the way to work. But these 4 are already grandfathered in. This is how I get my news. I ain't going nowhere.
A bunch of inside jokes there. Grandfather in was Pat during the Cuomo saying no one from Texas can come into to Jersey and New York. So Pat was grandfathered in.
I appreciate all of us being grandfathered in for your car rides.
And
Very
I think
nice
he
of
wants I think he wants less fake penis exploding stories.
Okay. Well, we can't really.
Well, okay,
sorry.
look, all right. And then there
Browser
was the semen
preferences.
injection into the arm. That was real.
Yeah, that was
So-
real.
Yeah, what are you exactly cringing about? Let's
And
get
that was a
over it.
write-in, by the way. A listener wrote in the fake penis story. I just went with it.
Once you get over hearing about penises exploding, they become enjoyable. It's an acquired taste. It's like blue cheese.
Be
All right,
glad
guys,
it's not yours.
this one is from, as long as it is not yours, that's a great point, Mark. This one is titled Poop from Bronze Penis. Great pod. All right, this next one.
Nice.
I think it's Brand's penis, right? Like
Brand's penis.
Game
Yeah,
of Thrones.
Bronze penis. I don't want
Oh, Bran, like the 3-eyed ravens, it doesn't work. Or it's like, well, no, it does. Because in the Stephen Hawking documentary, he said he still gets boners. So
There you go.
Yeah, I just watched that movie, The Upside.
They call
You
him
guys
the
see
3-legged raven. You know what I mean?
that? All right, guys, this next one is from August, a golf girl, 2012. Hot diggity dog. The perfect amount of news fix in a day. Then I try to avoid it in these weird times. Thanks for always letting me know what's up. Yeah, I read that.
Nope,
really
no
bad.
problem.
Sorry. All right, guys,
Yeah.
and finally, Nacho Guy 2222 says band name suggestion. You guys should start a band called Wouldn't It Be Grand? Oh, God damn it. Let's take it to voicemails.
yeah.
All right, guys. First voicemail coming at you. By the way, if you want to leave us a voicemail, the number is 512-270-1480. Here we go.
Pat, you did remember it.
I wrote it down.
Good morning, Kings. It's Sunday morning. Hope you guys are waking up, ripping a bowl. I'm here to complain because your 30-minute episodes aren't even cutting into my 8-hour shift. Keep up the great work, guys. I be spamming Pat on Twitter all the time, so you hear a lot from me. But War Eagle, Larry from Auburn, out. Yeah, I totally botched that like I knew I would. But I'm running out of episodes. You guys got to start putting out more content or something. I got to listen to the debates or something, bro. Guess have a good day.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a
debates
twofer.
are on YouTube. They're going up on YouTube like as we speak. So what we do, it's about 35 to 40 minutes. This one's going to be like 45 minutes. Plus, you can listen to all of our serious shows Monday through Thursday, and they're free replays. So that's
Right.
an hour and a half a day, really.
Yeah,
at least.
definitely. You got to sign up for the Sirius XM. I think it's a free 4-month trial right now is what's going on. So sign up for that because you can double your content with us. We're going 30 to anywhere from 30 to 45. Nowhere ever north of an hour anymore. But you heard it from PFT. That's our boss there. Boss man says we gotta focus both shows. So
But go to our YouTube.
and-
There's like 350 videos on there. I'm sure you haven't heard
and
all the
debates
episodes.
are on there. And like,
Twitter,
look,
Instagram, all kinds of video content.
I hate tooting our own horn because I'm very humble, as everyone knows. But
Mm-hmm.
we're literally between the show and the radio show, the podcast and radio show, putting out close to 2 hours a day of original content that we have to research and write and joke about. And I don't know how many other people are doing that, but not a lot. So that's all for free. So please spread the word if you want that to continue.
All right, let's get into it. This next one is a fun one.
What's up, boys? It's Fatiah McConaughey from the Carolinas once again. I was just listening to that episode where they made a law for Pat. Well, first of all, I am just impressed. I mean, they haven't named anything after me. There's a street in my town that has my last name, but I have nothing to do with that shit. If you had a law passed based off of your bad habits, what would it be? For example, for me personally, they passed a law that says, hey, you can't eat your wife's dinner just because you got finished and she still has some on her plate. Kind of a bad example, dumb example, but you get the point. I know Pat already has his, but how about you other boys? And per usual, have a great fucking day.
There you go. Law passed based on your bad habits. You know what mine is. Thank you, Chris Cuomo.
Yeah.
Andrew.
No,
Whatever.
excellent question, Fatu. I thought that was a fantastic example of a rule they'd have to make up for you. Pat's law, by the way, has been passed to me. Nevada's been added to the list as well. So check your state. You're probably on the list now if you're not like in the Northeast.
I have the same one as him with the wife and the dinner thing, but I guess mine would be, since he took that, mine would be don't encourage your cats by laughing when they poop outside of the litter box. That's not good. That's not good encouragement.
Developed a learned behavior.
You've been just helping them do that more.
I'm like, look, she's pooping right outside the box again, and she thinks it's in the box. And she's trying to scratch it like there's stuff she can cover it up with, but it's just on the ground.
So you're
Don't do that.
You're saying the cats
I'm trying to
like
think what the
like when you laugh.
Yeah, the cats are like, oh, look, he's happy. So I'll keep
Yeah, I
doing
think
it.
that's okay. That's yep.
I'm trying to think about the most annoying thing I do. They would probably make a law about I'm not allowed to sit there and, like, if I'm smoking some weed, I'm not allowed to just repeat myself and not finish the whole sentence like 6 times in a row and just drive whoever I'm with insane.
I've always found that endearing about you, Will.
Okay, well, believe it or not, when your wife hears that over and over again all the time, it becomes less endearing over time.
Makes sense.
Well, there you have it. All right, guys, let's hear from our boy, Big Ounce.
What's up, fellas? It's Big Ounce. I am on my way home from Dublin, Ohio. Just bought a car, driving back to Chicago. I got a question for you guys. If you went back in time, so you woke up tomorrow and it is 1785 or something like that, how are you going to convince everybody that you're not a witch, and how are you going to prevent yourself from being executed? Because everyone's definitely going to think you're a witch, and they're definitely going to want to burn you. So that's what I've been thinking about for the last hour. Yeah, let me know. Later, boys.
Okay, guys, this is a two-parter, and I've listened back to these very closely. So part one, again, what Big Ounce is asking is if you magically transported Army of Darkness style from today back to 1785, I think that's what he referenced.
Yeah, after the Revolutionary War, early America. Interesting.
Right. So imagine you plop down in a town square. Mark, you're wearing a straw hat and a Virginia Tech jersey. Mm-hmm. How do you prevent people from thinking you're a witch?
Well, you don't. And I'm glad you clarified that, Pat, because the first thing I thought about is if it wasn't a magical, like, happenstance, if you had control over a time machine, then you yourself are an idiot for making yourself look like a witch in this scenario. But if you were magically transported there by happenstance, I think you would just, try to blend in, but probably get killed.
Yep.
No.
You definitely probably get killed. If there's anything that I've learned about early America, it's that you had to fight to the death, and most men died young. So wherever you were in the country, what you were going to want to do is immediately, like, it's like, I think early America was a lot like being in prison or something. Like you just roll up to whoever you can. You just have to get in a fight right away. And then you steal that guy's clothes. And then after that, you figure out the next move. But basically, you're just going to be moving.
Not to mention the fact, those are all good points, Will, but not to mention the fact that don't you think they're probably a little suspicious coming off of the tail end of a war from breaking away from Britain? Like, all of the people in America are going to be very suspicious of people that are not, like, normal.
Right.
They don't have normal accents.
Also, they would be marveling at how fat I am personally.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, like,
don't
that,
have, like, the
I would
long
try to use
hair.
that to my advantage.
Well, but
right?
that would be very impressive, Will. The thing is, like, if your fatness back then would have made you a king.
That's what I'm saying. They might be impressed, maybe. I don't know. You'd have to see how they react.
Well, yeah, but I like your defense. Well, what you do is you kill the person in closest proximity to you, and then you claim that they were a witch. You killed them, and they put you in these weird clothes. Part 2 of the question, though, guys. Here we go. Taking it back to the ounce.
A little follow-up from yesterday's voicemail. I'm pretty sure there's no way to go back in time. There's no way you can convince them that you're not a witch. You're going to get killed probably 9 times out of 10. What use could you be if you went back in time? Like, I'm a network engineer. I could work on a computer, but I don't know how to build them. So that's pretty much my expertise, and useless. Absolutely no use for it back in time. And also, I can't survive in the wilderness or whatever have you in the 1800s when shit's crazy. You're either going to be a witch or just such a useless piece of shit that they just vanish. But yeah.
Okay, let me say a couple things before we answer this real quick. Because the ounce, he's all over the place here, guys. He's asking what we would do effectively back in time, but then he's also comparing his computer engineering skills and saying they would not apply. Big ounce. It's kind of
he doesn't know how to build. The computer doesn't exist yet. He doesn't know how to build it from
and then
scratch.
also, Big Ounce switched it back now to the 1800s, and he's saying in the wilderness and shit. I think he maybe Big Ounce needs to take a history class. Things weren't that crazy at that time period, but
he's thinking of the Wild West, Pat.
Well,
right?
I don't know. Okay, well, what would you be?
Which was a few years later. I think that, like, look, 1785. There's a lot of inventions you actually know about that they don't know about. So, like,
so many.
Basically,
pretty much all
you
of them.
just need pretty much, a lot of them. So you're just going to need to, like, play it cool and not be a
ease your way
witch.
into it.
But
don't
also,
bring up the cell phone right away.
right? But like, when somebody's like, "Hey, I got
Maybe a
this
toaster
musket,
oven.
I'm stuffing into my gun," you could be like, "Hey, did you ever think about putting that into a single cartridge?" Whoa! And then all of a sudden, you're the inventor of the bullet and not Colt or whoever.
Show them a better way to churn butter. Yeah. Also, 2 things that I have that are very advantageous are I'm a prolific drinker and I love to tell jokes and have fun. So that would work well pretty much in any era.
Any time zone.
Except for 2020 when they want to cancel you for doing that. But
That's true.
1785 or any time in the history of the world, I have 2 strengths, which is drinking a ton of alcohol without passing out and loving to crack jokes.
You guys are really thinking small here. You're thinking real small. It's religious cult leader, guys. You start a religion, and then here's what you do. You be the first guy to be focused on females getting an orgasm. Because no one back then was focused on women getting an orgasm. They were just in it. It was like animal sex. So
sexual assault.
No, bro. It's all consent. Everything's consent here.
By tricking them.
No, there's no trickery. There's no trigger whatsoever. What I'm saying is I'm an okay-looking guy, and naturally I'm going to meet a lady from the 17s or the 18s or whatever, and then I'm going to sex her, and I'm going to stay focused on orgasm, and then she's going to be like, oh, my God, I didn't know this was possible. This is the 1800s, and then she's going to start telling her friends. That's where the religious cult leader vibe comes in. And then so
you're going to start a religious sex cult and be the leader.
I'd like to call it a sexual revolution.
Will and I are helping with small inventions and drinking and telling jokes.
I'd like to call it a sexual revolution.
But you're going to let everyone in on that, or just you as the
Problem is, it's brothels, right? See, you're going to have to get into the brothel business because those men back then, they
You're going to be a witch within a week of that point.
You think me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying there's a lot of competition in the brothel space. I've seen a lot of grave sites in the Old West. And
saloons.
They all are littered with young men who fancied themselves the best lay in town.
And, but were they as focused as I was? Did they have?
I don't know. That's the thing. I think
Prozac
you could outbox a lot of them.
Pat thinks orgasms didn't exist in the 1700s.
I'm telling you, bro. Find me a 1700, 1800 man who's focused on getting his lady off. There's not one.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
I mean, they didn't write a bunch of books about it, but I'm sure it happened.
I'm just saying. I mean, my skills then, it's like the exchange rate's insane. That's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're running long, so I'm just going to wrap it up. Have a great fucking day.